to the Black Independent, where we speak truth to power, unapologetically.
For too long, the black vote has been treated like a given, but we're not property. We're not pawns. We are the descendants of those who built this nation. And now, we're demanding tangibles, not tokenism, because the era of blind loyalty is over. This is the Black Independent. Let's get to work.
Let's get to work, Mona.
Oh, let's get to work, Jeannette. We've had a fun day today, yes?
We have had a fun day. You were stressing me out with the plans for the day, but I think we managed it.
Wow. By the hair of our chinny chin chin, I tell you.
Yeah, I've never had to sort of, oh no, I gotta rush home. Oh no, I gotta whatever. I couldn't even cook dinner. I had to say, okay, I'm gonna have to stop at Publix. I'm gonna have to pick up some stuff. But here we are on time.
That's why I don't like to really do anything on Sundays and try to rush back home.
Yeah, but what we did today was really necessary and needed. We celebrated with our friend Keela, her birthday, and I just think sometimes you got to do what you got to do.
Absolutely. And she celebrates the whole month.
Yeah, Mom said, it's her birthday today. And I said, no, Keela celebrates the entire month.
Yes. And you have to book your celebrations. She celebrates with groups of friends.
Yes, she does. I noticed that.
And it was so funny. I told my niece that I want to do this. And I was just talking. And I know I didn't say, let's do it on Sunday. She said, yeah. She told me, I think Friday, that it was this Sunday. And it was like, oh, okay, we'll make it work. But
well,
here we
are. Here we are. So in about 2 days, day after tomorrow, it's what is that? It is go day. It's go live day. It's the day that folks will lodge that vote, and we can determine some of these races in the final and others where we can decide who goes on to the general. So we got tomorrow and then the next day.
Yeah.
That's what stands between right now and the moment Hillsborough decides who represents us in Tallahassee, in Washington, this county, these schools, and the bench, because we don't pay attention to the bench, folks. And that's what, and me and Mona, that's one of the big things that we've certainly talked about is how do we get our folks to really pay attention to the bench, because they touch our lives in so many different ways. So today, early voting closes right 3 minutes ago.
3 minutes ago.
Yeah, 3 minutes ago. So folks, that means the early voting is over and there will be no voting tomorrow, but you'll probably get a lot of calls. And if you haven't lodged that vote already, folks are going to be looking for you to do that, because Tuesday is, as I mentioned earlier, D-Day. Tuesday is D-Day, and the polls on that day close at 7. And when we say close at 7, we're not just talking about for those who are going in to check the box. It's also for mail-in ballots. Your mail-in ballots this year have to be in the supervisor's custody by 7, not postmarked. They have to have custody of your ballot by 7 p.m.
And Jeannette, that it really, I don't have the patience anymore to really hold grown people's hand. Like tomorrow, you're talking about something that would send me to a 10 if someone calls me and say, where can I go vote today? After all this we've been doing, and it ain't like I just started doing this. I've been doing it for, particularly somebody in my family.
Mm-hmm.
If they call me, and then they say, Mona is just so mean. You're a fucking grown ass woman. What are you talking about?
Mona,
I've
you're
been putting
so
this
mean.
I've been putting this out every day. And
Yeah.
I said, do not wait to Tuesday unless
Yeah.
you're a super voter. If you're not
Yeah.
a super voter and you don't know, do not wait to Tuesday. This morning, I put it out twice. I woke up in my family group. Has everyone voted? I could tell who hasn't voted. And it's 23 people in that family group. And I
Mm-hmm.
think about 4 or 5 either gave me thumbs up. Two people say yes, I voted. And basically I'm talking to my young people,
Yeah.
but I don't have time to talk to your children. If I talk to their mothers, it is your job to make sure your kids went and voted.
Yeah, and I think you're right that that has to be something that we adopt as this is how we vote. We vote by family, which
Yes,
means as the matriarch or the patriarch, either one, it is your job to make sure everybody in your family votes. And if
and vote.
we did that, if we do that, nothing can stop us. Nothing
Yeah,
can stop us.
we can't complain. And I understand the frustration. I really do.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think we really understood the game. And I'm understanding the game. I'm understanding um, what
Mm.
our politicians are supposed to do. We are electing people to do two things:
Mm-hmm.
to get rights and resources for the community. We
Yeah.
ain't got to like them, we ain't got to love them. I probably won't ever go have lunch or dinner with them. That is not, if they're getting rights and resources for our community, they're there to work for us.
Yeah.
That has
Yeah.
not happened, and that hasn't happened because we haven't held them accountable. And now,
Um, yeah.
as we starting to hold them accountable, when we see, and a good thing about WABI, we're going to start keeping a grade book starting on day one with these candidates. We're going to
Yep.
see who's there working for us versus the lobbyists. Bottom line.
Bottom line, we're starting to, and we're hoping that we are starting a trend
Yes.
where the voters are not just voting on voting day, but we are holding our elected officials accountable and we're keeping a scorecard or report card, however you want to call it, where we are tracking them,
Yes.
literally tracking them throughout their terms so that they know that we are watching those votes. And
Because look,
yeah,
it's a hard job. I mean, um, we have to commend these people who do decide to go out and vote, but we have to make sure that they are doing what we ask them to do or what they say they're going to do, because we only
hmm,
get behind certain people who say they're going to do what we want.
yeah,
So I don't really care who sits there. I just want it to produce what we need. Well, all right,
okay,
I'm a little off. So tonight, guys, is going to be different from every episode, Jeanette. We've done this cycle, right? And
hmm,
I'm kind of glad when you thought of this. So we've already done the vetting, we've pulled the records, and tonight, a little less than 12 people from my slate will get 5 minutes each. No follow up, no pushback from us, to make their own closing case straight to you.
hmm,
They're going to come and talk to the people who have not voted and ask for your vote on Tuesday, and for those who have voted and they got your support, to say thank you. And I think that's
absolutely.
really good.
So, right, so I pulled up the slate
Hmm.
that we've been sending out, and Mona, you have been doing a dynamite job keeping this slate out front and center.
Thank you.
It's been amazing. I mean, you went so far as to put music to the
I
slate.
was I was tingling one day and I stumbled upon it, and I'm not computer
Yes, I
tech wise.
know.
It's a hit or miss every day, and then I found how to put it on a schedule, and uh, I says, okay, so some mornings I want it to come out at 8 o'clock, and I'm not up at 8 o'clock, and if I am, I don't grab my phone to look at Facebook. So I found that, and I thought that was just really nice. But even though, you know, that slate was going out every day, sometime twice a day, I
Yeah.
still will get people texting me, hey, can you send me your recommendations? Usually, I would say before I put it on Facebook, call your grandmother. I sent it to them. So this
Mhm.
time I just said, what the heck? Let me just send it to them. Because
Yes.
this election really is, and I used to hate when the Democratic Party would say, this is the election of your lifetime. This is the most important. But we are seeing a turn, and we are seeing a shift, and we are making
There's my
the
word.
party, and we are making the party do something. I don't know what that is, because I don't care if you're progressive, socialist. I know the people want the system to work for them. And we
Yeah.
all know it has not been working for the majority of the people.
It really has not been working, and and we're a little bit off, but for the most part, I was listening to somebody who was thanking Trump, the older man. He was 80 years old, and he said to the woman, the podcaster that I listened to, that I just love Trump, and she just said, tell me more." And so I'm like, what? And the reason that he said it is, he said, if it wasn't for Trump, Black people would not have their eyes open.
Yeah, yeah,
They would not be able to figure out how to just kind of just step back and think about how
mhm,
they could come together and move, as I say, different. And he said, we have Donald John Trump to thank for that,
yeah,
um, that we are now woke, we
yes,
are awake, we
yes,
are aware, and all we have to do now is come together and move different into the future. Because you talked about that shift, and we talk about the shift a lot. And for us, what it means right now is that we get the right candidates in
yes,
place,
yes,
and that we vet the candidates in a very strategic way. And they're not all going to be perfect
yes.
at this point, but we start moving with an expectation of the people that we put in office that I don't think we've ever had before. Because you're
No,
right, we don't have to like you. We do
that's
not have to like you, but you do have to deliver for us if you want the vote.
they have to deliver. I don't want to see you in my church. And it's okay if you come to the church. It's okay if you come to all the social events. Because some of
Mhm.
these people, they're at all of your social events. But when they're on city council, county commission, in Tallahassee, we have a budget and nothing's coming to our district. That is a problem.
Yeah.
We need people who are going to be there working on behalf of the people.
We absolutely need that. So, folks, right now across the country, there is a fight happening inside the Democrat Party. We recognize it fully, and that most people aren't really watching closely enough. It's not left versus right. And I need you to pay attention to that. It's not left versus right. It's a people powered campaigns versus the establishment money. So
Hmm.
I need you to hear us on this, and specifically versus the kind of outside spending that groups like APAC, the APAC Super PAC pours into races to protect their preferred candidates. Well, we have preferred candidates as well.
Yeah. But here's the honest part, right? It's not a clean story. It is not grassroots will always win. Now, We see in Illinois this spring a mayor named Daniel Biz be the eighth state senator, right? Backed
Mm-hmm.
by nearly $6 million in outside spending against him. That happened. So we know that it isn't always about the money, because I always say money don't vote. Now money do kind of sometimes will sway when we get these mailers. It
Yeah,
can sway the non-informed
that's
uh,
true. That's why they
voters.
do it. That's why they do it.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Right,
And
right.
but between now and 2028, hopefully we will be engaging and educating our audience.
Absolutely. But Mona, 3 days ago in Missouri, it kind of went the other way, right? You
Sure.
remember Cori Bush?
Yeah.
She's a member of Congress who had been one of the sharpest critics of how our money gets spent overseas, particularly with APAC. She lost her comeback bid to a challenger backed by millions in outside spending,
Mhm.
59 to 37. And that happened too. So it doesn't always work out for the grassroots, is what we're telling you. But there is a real battle out there for whose candidates get through. And will it be the moneyed establishment candidates that are, here's a word, bought um, by corporations and APAC organizations like APAC, or will
Mhm.
it be the ones who are truly powered by the people? That's a real battle that's out there, and we're seeing some wins and we're seeing some losses.
Mhm. And I think, what do you think? I don't think these candidates could get in office and stay as long as they stay without being compromised. That maybe you
I
should
don't.
do, um,
Yeah, that's
maybe
true.
you should do 2 or 3 terms, and then you can't be career politicians. I'm just thinking, be, unless you're just excellent,
Hmm.
unless you're just excellent, and we have not seen for that to be the case in
Yeah,
most cases, you know. And
yeah.
not saying that there are bad people, but um, that we have to get them out before it is hard not to get um, compromised some kind of way.
Yeah, and you make a good point, and you've made this point consistently, and I do see what you're saying. I think a lot of it depends on who your constituents are. So, if I'm somebody like Angie with her House seat, which she was in for 6 years or
Oh,
three,
but she moved and moved and moved, not stay in one seat. So if you
she
move, yes, it's okay for what
she
she's doing.
she was reelected 3 times, and what do you mean she moved? She moved. She moved. She wasn't in the same
Said she
seat.
was in the House of Representatives 3 times. Now she want to go for the state senate.
Right, but
But
while she was in the House of Representatives for 3 terms, her constituents voted with her
yeah,
for those
but
three terms.
she was
And
producing.
she didn't change though, because
Right,
that Angie
right,
that we saw changing the tire on the side of the road,
yeah, yeah,
she's not I'm trying to get to your compromise
yeah,
statement. She was in there 6 years. Her constituents expected her to deliver. She delivered for them,
yes,
and she is not compromised.
yeah.
But that's a very specific group of people that keeps her in office. When
Mhm.
you expand that beyond maybe a high minority base, it becomes more difficult to not be compromised, I think.
Well, we'll see.
You don't get to stay in the position. So anyway, I'm watching the time right now,
Mm,
and because we are going to start really at 6:24 with Robert People, so we have some time. Kim Overman, we did ask to be with us tonight, but you know, guys, I sent the emails out yesterday and for a quick response today. I know how busy everybody is. If you can make it, that's great. If you can't, we just want you to have that last opportunity to give your final pitch to our audience. And so Kim was not able to make it. We're still hanging our hat out there for Angie Nixon. But we're going to start with Robert Peoples in a few minutes. But folks, we're not telling you the people always win. We're telling you it's a live fight, and it's happening right now in states that look nothing like Florida, like Illinois, Michigan, Missouri, and Florida has mostly sat this one out. So I just need you guys to sort of pay attention to that. So let's see. We have a candidate I already talked about for U.S. Senate tonight who's publicly turned down corporate PAC money. We talked about that. And that's important. If she doesn't get to come on tonight, because like I said, and I didn't say, but I will say, Angie Nixon is in a van that's wrapped in pink, whatever. Angie wears pink, and she has been traveling the state from the Keys to the Panhandle for the last, I don't know, month, 2 months.
Mm-hmm. Did I notice something last week, I believe?
Mm-hmm.
Alex Vindman had a van, and I put the question out, dude, can you guys come up with any original thoughts? Because when did you get this van? He just literally got the van because he was driving in a car always. Mm-hmm. And you think she's beneath you, but you're stealing her ideals, her thoughts, her. This is what these people do, and it's it is just really. I was like, now when did he get this van? And of course, you know, it's a very nice van.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
And he had it wrapped.
I'm sure she did. I'm sure he did because of what she did. And hers is wrapped. So when you see the pink van going down the road, you know that's Angie Nixon. But my point is the woman has been traveling the state, knocking on doors, going to various events across the state, and really teaming up with a whole lot of local politicians or candidates for positions. Mm-hmm. I am so impressed with not just what she's doing, but also the work that she has done. And it's my hope that we will get her on tonight. But if we don't, it's not her fault, it's ours, because she is genuinely one busy candidate. She's a candidate who's raised every single dollar of her campaign from you, individual people, not committees. We have a candidate who's built his whole message around one idea, that Congress should answer to you, not to lobbyists. So it's something that I think I'm asking the voters on her behalf to consider when you go into the polls. Angie Nixon for the win. I keep saying, I post it all the time. Angie Nixon for the win on this one.
All right. So guys, here's what we're asking you to do tonight. As you hear from the candidates asking for your vote in the next 2.5 hours, I want you to ask who each person is accountable to, not who endorsed them, who funded them. That tells you a 5-minute pitch just simply cannot hide.
So, folks, I'm going to rush on down because our first candidate is here, Robert People. Now, Robert People is probably one of my favorite people out there. Yes. No pun intended. Yes. If you guys just go on his site and watch his pitches, and they're very unassuming, but they hit the spot, and they're very, very clear and concise. So he has 5 minutes. We're not asking him any questions, but we want him to talk to you for his final pitch.
But Jeannette, before he speak, can you tell the people what he's running for and what that role is?
Yes, indeed. So let me go down.
You want me to get it?
So no, I got it. I was a little bit all over the place. So Robert People, and I think I keep putting an S on it, Robert. So pardon me. U.S. House Senate District 15, folks. All right. So he's going to tell you about what it is that he will actually do in that role for you. I would prefer that the candidates really talk about, make sure that people know, what the role is and what it is that we are expecting. And because Mona and I will not be asking questions, I'm going to go full if I can. If we can go off and he's the only one on. How about that?
All right.
Add to the stage here. There we go.
I'm ready to go? I can go?
You got it.
Okay, sure. Make sure I turn all this up there. Thank you both very much for your support and for giving me the time to be on here. For those listening, again, thank you as well. My name is Robert People, running for Congress for House of Representatives for District 15 here in Florida. And I want to thank you all for your support, especially those who have been, I've been getting quite a few messages over the I'll say probably about last week, couple weeks or so, about people saying that they're voting for me or they're going to, or they did already. So I definitely appreciate that. It's very humbling to see that our message is getting across to the the voters, especially to you all. And thank you for the kind words, Jeannette, as well. It's again, it's humbling because I feel like this is what we're supposed to do. I don't feel like it's humbling because I don't feel like I'm doing anything special. And this is, this is a big part of what our job is. And what I want to ensure that people understand is that there's such a lack of presence. And that's what I'm going to be about, is being present for, the people of the district. And when I have, when people are letting me know and they're telling me, they're thanking me for being present, thanking me for being there and seeing me everywhere, again, it's a great feeling, because I feel like at least at this stage, I'm hitting hitting those marks to be there, to, let them know that, hey, I'm someone you can, reach out and grab if needed be. So with, we have, of course, in Hillsborough County here, today's the last day for the early voting, and Tuesday is the big day, of course. And my pitch to you all listening is, to please research the candidates. Whether you vote for me or not, please make sure you research and you're not just putting someone in office who is not going to provide you and give you what's needed. And that's a big part of the reason you've seen me everywhere. Not so I can brag and say, oh, I've just been all over the place, but because that's the main way. That's about one of the only ways you can find out exactly, be on ground, boots on the ground, as we say in Army, and ensure that we know what's going on. If you don't know what's happening, then, how can we do any kind of job? How can we represent you properly in Washington if we're not there, if we're not present for you? And ensure that, make sure that you're researching, make sure you find it. And I always say that even for people, for any of you who have said that you're voting for me, thank you, of course. Or if you have voted, I definitely appreciate it. But remember, please, that my job does not it doesn't end there. I haven't done the job because you said you voted for me. This is where it begins, really. And I always say, as often as I can remember to say it, don't let that be the last. That definitely does not have to be our last conversation. Always let me know if anything else comes up, or you saw me in a video that, where I touch up on something and you're like, wait a minute, I don't know about that. let me know. Don't feel like we're stuck because, hey, you voted for me and now you're stuck with me for the next, couple of years. My job continues going, just like any job. Your boss doesn't give you one task, you do the task, and he or she doesn't bother with you anymore. You still have to continue. You're expected to continue delivering. That's where I am. I'm going to continue delivering for you. And with the voter turnout, I know there's a lot, and I know you ladies, you were mentioning this earlier, and yeah, there's a bit of concern from some constituents as far as and I want to go over my time, so please let me know if I'm, as far as my time.
About 30 seconds.
30 seconds. Okay. So I'll cut that one short then. So please get out there and vote, everyone. Please, even if whether it's for me or not, whether you're in my district or not, please vote. Please vote. Please research the candidates. It's important. Change happens with us as far as the people. So thank you again. Thank you for this platform, ladies. Thank you for your support. Thank you for everything that you give me. Peopleforcongress.com. Please go there, find out, let me know, reach out to me, find out anything, and ask anything you need to know. So once again, thank you all for being here. And I'll end with this. If you want to know who someone will work for, or a candidate will work for, look at who they get their money from. So we'll end on that.
Very nice. Okay, I'm trying to work this where it works. Mona, do you know how to get us all three back on the stage?
Let me see.
So,
no. Robert, but you can hear us. Thank you so much and good luck.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate it, Mona and Jeannette. Thank you so much.
All right. Good night. All right, both of us on stage. You and me. All right. Mona.
I'm coming.
All right. You know how I had to do that? That's not the right way to do it, but
Yeah.
wow. I don't know why, but and I know I say you don't have to like, but I like Robert People. He is real.
He is very real. Jeannette, I don't know how you came up across my Facebook post, but I saw him multiple times, and I said, "Let me check him out," because I really liked what he was saying, and it was about maybe two candidates that I knew nothing about, didn't know who they were running against, but I liked him. I reached out to him, and I would say the rest was history from there. I think he would make a good addition to Congress.
I think the U.S. House, I think there's 435, 495, 435. Given the fact that they did absolutely nothing in the last Congress, you need strong people who have basic a moral compass that will take to that group. And this is where if the voters win the House, if the Democrats win the House, he would be a part of a majority. Hakeem Jeffries would be the Speaker of the House if that's the case. So you are building something strong here. But if you can send a grassroots person, a congressman from Florida that truly listens to the people, he's been traveling. His district is big,
huge.
It's
huge.
big. And he's traveling from one to the next, and he has committed to putting an office in each one of those areas. How do I know that? Because I follow what he says and what he's doing. And his commitment to those people is true representation. So I'm saying we need that representation in Congress right now. So do folks vote for Robert People with no S. So let's go. Go ahead.
I was just going to say how important. I don't think people really understand what these seats are. And if they wasn't important, these people wouldn't be fighting to keep them. It is the U.S. House seat is all of these from Washington on down to our state and to our mayor, city council, county commission, all of it plays a role in our everyday life.
Mm-hmm.
And if we want to take control of how we want to be governed, then we have to take control by the vote.
It's
And
by the vote, exactly.
and unfortunately, what I'm 62, and I'm just really realizing that because for the most part, I just gave my vote away
Mm-hmm.
with nothing, expecting nothing in return. I just gave it away.
Right. So we are at 6:35. So rather than bring on, all right, 6:40. We're going to go to a commercial, and then we're going to bring on our next person, which will be Fentress, leader Fentress Driscoll. So let's go ahead and bring a commercial. You want to bring one on?
Yeah.
The perfect itinerary, and off you go. At Ready, Set, Go Travel Agency, we specialize in all types of trips. Whether it's a family vacation, a girls' trip, or a quick getaway for two, we've got you covered. We take the stress out of planning and offer packages for all budgets so you can focus on what really matters, making memories. Let us plan your next adventure. Ready, Set, Go Travel Agency. So tell me, where in the world to next? Contact Lynette Judge at 813-644-2145 or ljudge1976@gmail.com to start planning today.
Okay. All right. I think we're on a little bit. Are we ahead of schedule?
She's backstage, but she's muted. But
Okay. All right.
let's
So,
what I'll be watching for. Why don't you read what the state senate is? What they do.
all right. Can you go ahead and do that for me?
Okay. I was trying to find the other thing. Hold on. Guys, y'all have to give us a minute here. Nope, she's up and ready.
All right, so folks, we're going to go ahead and bring her on. But the Florida Senate is one of two chambers that write our state laws and the state budget. 40 seats, 4-year terms. That's a Florida?
Hey, I'm on
Florida
stage.
Senate.
You're on stage. Hold on.
You are on stage, but we're going to get off stage and allow you the time to speak directly with the voters. But I want to say, first of all, thank you so much for taking time, because we know we just said, hey, Fentress, we need you to do da da da. And here you are. I appreciate that so much. I'm not sure why we are. There we go.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. For some reason, I can only hear Mona and not Jeannette, but I'm just going to trust using the context clues that this is my turn to speak to the viewers.
It is your turn to speak. Jeannette was thanking you for agreeing to hop on with us at the last minute. We do appreciate it. Anytime we call you, you're always so available. I know you guys were out knocking on doors at the polls. So thank you.
Thank you, my pleasure. So you have to forgive it's
Yeah,
it's 2 days before the election.
I understand. You got the floor.
Thank you. So I'm Fentress Driscoll. I am running for State Senate District 16, which includes much of Hillsborough County and parts of Pinellas as well. So if you are in the University area, Temple Terrace, Seminole Heights, East Tampa, Progress Village, downtown, Harbor Island, Apollo Beach, parts of Riverview, parts of Ruskin, Gibsonton, all the way down to the Manatee County line, or in South St. Pete, downtown St. Pete, or part of Gulfport, I'm running and asking for your vote. And I've served in the Florida House of Representatives for the past 8 years. What has been my guiding principle is actually something that I learned from my family, which I should mention. I grew up in Polk County, Florida. My mom was a public school teacher. My dad worked for a supermarket chain. And so they didn't have generational wealth to pass on to us. But what they gave us, I believe, was far more important. And that was a strong work ethic, and also the belief that the people around you are worth fighting for and that our communities are worth fighting for. So we didn't have a lot of money. Every vacation was spent in Greensboro, North Carolina, where my mom is from, visiting with my grandparents and extended family. And my mom would take us to the Woolworth lunch counter where the sit-in started with the North Carolina A&T students. And she would talk to us about civil rights, and she would talk to us about why it is important to fight. And those are the type of principles that have guided my time in the Florida legislature. And I'm running because I want to continue that. I believe that Senate District 16 deserves a fighter. I'm someone who has learned how to be effective in working across the aisle, but not abandoning my principles. I've been very effective in getting things done and fighting for, honestly, for parts of this district that I don't even currently represent, whether it's been getting funding for the Zion Cemetery, which is at Robles Park in East Tampa. Once we learned about how the Tampa Housing Authority had built a development on top of it. And we know that there was a time in our state where we were segregated, not just in life, but also in death. So protecting our Black history through funding our Black cemeteries, getting funding for that, protecting them, preserving them. We established in Ron DeSantis's Florida, the Department of Historic Cemeteries within the Florida Department of State, with resources dedicated to helping our communities, or whether it's been fighting for our loved ones who have sickle cell disease. This is something that's personal to me. I have 5 family members with the trait. And we were able to work across the aisle and establish the first sickle cell disease centers of excellence throughout the state, and we believe throughout the entire nation, putting sickle cell disease care directly into the community, including a facility that's on Fletcher Avenue and one, the Mary Murph Center for Sickle Cell Disease Excellence that is in St. Pete. We also got $2.5 million in the Department of Health budget this year to make sure that our people get access to the cure, because there are gene therapies that now cure sickle cell disease. They're very expensive. So we're going to need to work with insurance companies and set something up through Medicaid to make sure that our people get access to these curative therapies. I've been able to get a police reform bill passed that does many wonderful things, but chief among them is to make it such that if an officer observes another engaging in what appears to be excessive force, they now have a duty to intervene statewide. I'm talking about policy that can help save lives. When there was an active shooter that started on the grounds of Edward Waters College, which is one of our historically Black colleges and universities here in the state of Florida, up in Jacksonville. When that happened, and then he left the campus and wound up, unfortunately, harming and killing folks nearby, I was able to work and get $20 million for our HBCUs for school hardening, because we were learning that they don't have the same infrastructure that their counterparts do. So I'm someone who has been very effective. I've served as a Democratic leader in the Florida House for the past 4 years. So I know what it's like to fight against the extremism that we've seen from Tallahassee and in Washington, D.C. But I'm running because I want to continue the work and do even more. I have a plan for housing affordability and how to make sure that we're not just investing in multifamily affordable housing, which is also very important, but for our people who are very low or even moderate income who want to attain the American dream by purchasing a home. I have a plan to save thousands of dollars at closing. When it comes to making sure we're investing in our schools, in Senate District 16, unfortunately, only half of the elementary schools have half of their children at 3rd grade reading level by the time they reach 3rd grade. In grades 1 through 3, you learn to read. In grades 4 on, you read to learn. And we cannot afford to have our kids falling behind. So a greater investment in early childhood education. There's so much that we can do, and I know that we can do it together. And one of the things that I appreciate about Mona and Jeannette, I'm just going to love on them for a little bit, is that they push the information out to the community, and they also stay in touch with their elected officials so that they understand what is happening. It's nothing for Mona to send me a text and ask me a question about a bill that's about to be heard or about something that passed. We need more connective tissue like that, so that it is also about accountability, holding elected officials accountable. But when it comes to implementing policy, we need to be hearing directly from the communities that are impacted. And so I appreciate this podcast and appreciate this relationship, because that is exactly what we need to be doing as we move forward. So you know that Election Day is tomorrow. Oh, sorry, it's Tuesday. I'm a little tired. Election Day is on Tuesday. I'm asking for your vote. You can find out more about me at Ventures for Florida www.wabislatecommunity.com. And I just truly thank you for the opportunity to make my case for the voters and to ask for their support.
Thank you, Frentress. I know we said we wasn't asking questions. I'm just
We're not asking questions.
I'm not asking a question.
Okay.
And I don't want to respond. Are you familiar with Hands of Hope?
I'm not familiar with Hands of Hope.
Okay. Look them up. It's a sickle cell organization here in Tampa.
Oh, yes, I am familiar with Hands of Hope. Sorry.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So I wasn't aware that she was doing that, and I wrote that down. Okay, perfect. Thank you, Frentress, for always answering our calls. We wish you all the luck on Tuesday.
All the luck in the world.
Thank you so much. Take care.
Much. All right. Folks, Frentress is definitely one on our list. And that was a tough race. So you are also going to see us probably speaking also with Michelle Rayner tonight as well, because they were virtually tied from our perspective. And we think we happen to have two very, very strong candidates. And the work that Frentress has done and is letting us know specifically what she will do is strong. And I hope you as voters will do your due diligence and get out to vote on Tuesday.
Yeah.
All right.
Luis just came in. Luis just came in.
Okay, so let's do a commercial first, and then we'll bring him in because we are right on schedule. All right. And I want to stay as close to schedule as possible. You want to bring one up?
Yeah.
Whether you realize it or not. Chroma Elite Paint understands that. They're a Tampa-based, women-owned brand bringing together interior design and personal style, from your walls to your nails, because it's all connected. If you're ready to elevate your space and your look, tap in with Chroma Elite Color Specialists. Visit chromaelitepaint.com or call 813-841-9462.
Okay. So Luis might be a little bit early, but I think that is okay. That is okay. But folks, we're not telling you you should pick, but we're telling you who we picked. And we really are encouraging you to do the work. And it's one of the reasons why we're constantly asking the candidates to come forward and talk so that you definitely can hear them. So
we are telling the folks that we've done the hard work. We've done it. We just didn't. Would you go over how we came up with our picks? Because we just didn't pick them because we like them. We just didn't pick them because we know their name. We graded them. We picked the people who we felt would produce the most for us as African Americans.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So we're going to go ahead and go to State House, State Senate, and we're going to skip over and get to Luis. He is here ahead of our next person. But that's okay, because we are going to move it. Here he is. Do you want to bring him up?
Yeah.
All right. Hi, Luis. How are you?
Hey, good. How are you all doing?
I just talked to you the other day.
Time flew by, right?
Yeah.
Flew by. So, Luis, go ahead.
So, Jeannette, I want to say that him and Robert, I believe, is one of the hardest working people. He's out there every day. He's on the grounds literally every day. And I know the other candidates are, but I see him out there every day in his shorts, knocking on doors, and that's what I like. He is asking the people for their vote. I don't see that with his opponent. I'm sorry.
All right. So So Luis is running for the Florida House, District 64. So now we're talking about the state and how the state runs. So Luis, what we're asking, as I mentioned to you earlier, and I thank you and appreciate your being here tonight, is that this is your final pitch, and we want to give you 5 minutes to just talk to our audience. As you know, I do the video shorts, and I'm going to try to get those out as soon as possible so that over the next day or so, folks have every opportunity to know who you are. So Mona is going to pull me and her off this stage so that you have it yourself. Mona, I don't, I'm messing this up, but.
Thank you all. Thank you. All right, everybody. So yes, as Mona was talking about, we need to work hard for this district and for our state. My name is Luis Salazar. I'm running for Florida House District 64. I'm running on a platform to help lower homeowners insurance for people that are affected by storms and any disasters that come through. We live in a state that is of natural disasters, and homeowners insurance is the number one issue that I hear when we go to the doors. Working hard for this district, for me, means being a representative that is present, a representative that cares, and I do care. Over the last 14 days, my team and I have been knocking on doors. We've just today reached over 5,000 doors that we knocked on, and that's the kind of hard work that I put into this. I believe in this district. I believe in Florida. This is my home. I live here. I love it here. This place has adopted me and made me its own. We need to fight for a different kind of leader in Tallahassee across the board. We need to make sure that our leaders that go to Tallahassee are representing us as working class people. I come from a family of working class people. My mom was a waitress at Pizza Hut for over 20 years. My dad was an electrician and a small business owner. We lived by little means in the middle of the deserts of Arizona, and I know what it's like to be in your shoes. I know what it's like to be struggling for rent, for food, for the electric bill. And that is exactly who we need to send to Tallahassee. People that know what it is at the end of the month to have to juggle bills around and wonder if they're going to pay rent, or go DoorDash just to complete that last $200 that they have to pay in rent. We are a people here in Florida that are hardworking. I see it every day in my district, and it angers me to see tarps on people's roofs from hurricanes that happened 2 years ago, of people that have been forgotten by their leaders and left behind. It needs to be different. We deserve better in Florida. We deserve leaders that are going to listen to us, that are going to be there with us. I see a lot of leaders in Tallahassee that are there and they're great fundraisers, but they're not good legislators. And that needs to change. There's a problem in Tallahassee with the lobbyists, especially in the insurance industry. My opponent works for the insurance industry. He is a lobbyist for the insurance industry. And I'm sorry, but that is not the person that's going to help lower your homeowner's insurance. It is important for us to send people that know at the end of every day what that means for working class people. I am not ashamed to say that I have to stand in a food bank line to subsidize my vegetables to go get meat. I know that what it's like to have to wonder if I'm going to be able to get health care or afford it. We, again, need to start sending people that are representative of what people in our districts are going through. I have faced many struggles in my life. I have gone through addiction and alcoholism and things that people have been talking about in this race. And 10 years ago, I was a broken person. I was a broken young man that needed help, and I went and got it. And with the support of my community and the support of people encouraging me, I became a leader in this community. And that's why I'm asking for your vote, because I have done great things in the last 2 years to help this community. Whether you're black, brown, I don't care. I will give you the shirt off my back. And I mean it when I say I'm going to help you live a better life, because that's exactly what I've been doing for the last 10 years. You can ask anyone that knows me, and they will tell you this. Luis Salazar will do anything to help people, because I don't see the struggles of poverty as belonging to one race or one people. It is something that affects us all. I want children to be able to grow and have a good education, to learn and have the opportunity to go to college if they want to work in a union and make life better for our people, all of us. I'm asking for your vote because we need to move Florida forward. It is time.
Thank
Beautiful.
you. Thank you. Yes. Look, good luck. We're going to be watching your race really closely, and on Tuesday or Wednesday, we hope we could say that you will be moving, that you secured the nomination. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you
Please
so
come
much.
join me at Katrina's Tuesday, 6 p.m. on the corner of Howard and Main. We're going to have a watch party there. Whatever happens that night, I want people to know that we're going to wake up the next day and the work continues because our
Continue.
community
Yeah.
needs it.
That's
Absolutely.
Luis Salazar, Florida House District 64. Thank you so much, Luis.
Thank you so much, ladies. You have a wonderful night.
You do the same.
Wow, I like him.
Yeah, he's a good candidate, a good candidate. And again, the grassroots, I think, is important, and it is the hallmark of who WABI is. We look for the candidates who are elected by the people, which means they're getting their funding from the people.
And I think we need candidates who have that fire, not one who's looking for income.
Mhm,
And I
mhm.
think that's what
All right.
might be resonating with me.
Okay, so we do have our next candidate. This is Robin Lockett, Florida House District 63. Yay!
Woo.
Okay, now,
I can see.
Robin.
I can't hear you.
Hello, Robin.
Can you hear me? Looks like you
Can
might
you
have
hear
to
me?
take.
We can hear you. Yes, we can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Robin, can you hear either of us?
Can you hear me? We see you and we hear you.
I can't hear you.
Okay.
I don't know why.
She cannot hear us.
She doesn't have to hear us. She just needs to say what she needs to say.
I know,
Let me
but
call.
she needs to know that she needs
I
to
can't
go.
hear.
Okay, go ahead and pitch. Go ahead. It's on you. Go ahead.
This is where you need sign language.
I know.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
So you can go ahead and go. Go.
Call her right quick, Jeannette.
I think she's on her phone.
It don't matter. It is still right.
Oh, I don't know. My mic is.
Your mic is good. We hear you.
Hey Siri, call Robin Lockett.
1 second. 1 second. Hold on. Answer.
3310793. Can't take your call now.
Okay.
At the tone, please record your message.
Can you hear me now?
We can hear you. All right, so guys, I'm going
I can't hear.
I know I'm gonna let her go.
We'll take her down.
Right, we're gonna take her down and then we're gonna remove her and then she's gonna have to come back in.
Hey, hello, Jeanette. We can hear you, Robin. You can't hear us. So we're gonna pull you up live and you just give you a 5-minute speech, okay?
You want to do that? She's still there. I think she's still there. All right, she's there.
Okay, let's pull her up.
We're gonna pull her up and then we're gonna bring us down. So she's there by herself. You guys, Robin Lockett, District 63. Are you trying to remove us?
Yeah. Is It's not working. So we're gonna pull her down. Here, can you
Um,
guys? We're gonna pull her down because it's not working. Pull her in. She is still out canvassing, but she could be having a hard time.
yeah, so hopefully she'll come back in because I really want to hear from Robin. And she has been canvassing like, um,
Every day,
it's been amazing. It's been
every,
amazing.
and sometimes twice a day. They do
Hmm.
a morning shift and an evening shift.
Okay. All right. And phone calls, there's
And
been a
phone
lot,
patients.
right? There's been a lot of work for that seat. The one thing I will say, and Robin is our choice for the Florida House District 63, and she pretty much has done the work.
Excellent.
She has done the work.
Oh, she is done.
So it's as if she's been sitting on the opposite side of these politicians, so she knows what it takes because she's been doing the work across um, just really across the needs of the community, not just
And
one
not,
specific area. She has been touching on housing and homelessness and just so many different things
and
that
not only, just local, Jeanette.
mhm,
I have forgot a lot of things that she did to help the community during COVID, right?
mhm,
Um, the ad she put in the Florida Senate, the bike page, and I'm always amazed because I think I know her resume pretty good, and it's like, yeah, I forgot that. So
mhm,
she
mhm.
has not only been fighting for us in Tallahassee, she goes to Washington on behalf of the community as well, and
Right,
she's gotten policies put in place. She's brought money back for us, particularly for housing
right,
during, during COVID when people was being hit the hardest, right?
right.
And
Uh-huh.
and when everybody is being hit, we get pushed down to the bottom, uh,
Mhm.
black and brown. And she made sure that um, those our community, those people who needed the help, um, particularly the renters with the rental assistance. And that's just when we saw everything just skyrocket, right?
Right, right.
COVID. These landlords wanting to go up on the people rent, putting people out. It was just unbelievable. I think that's probably when I started back working with Robin.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yeah, just a real powerful individual that has worked on the opposite side. Now
Oh,
she's ready to go inside and become a policy maker. So we believe that there is enough data there, experience there for her to earn the seat. So we say vote Robin Lockett because our research takes us um, to Robin for this seat. Absolutely.
so
So
she just
I
texted
did
me
send her a
back.
message. Hmm?
She got it too. She just texted me back and she said that she's still knocking. She guessed the area she's in doesn't have a great reception, but she is gonna move and call back. Okay.
Okay. All right. So actually, we're going to go from the state. We started out with the federal.
Uh-huh.
Um, and we are now in the state, but now we're going to move, unless Robin comes on, we're going to move to the county. And so these positions, and sometimes, Mona, people don't realize how important the closer these politicians are to your home, your house, the more
Mhm.
important they are to your day to day living. And I don't know that we pay attention to that.
I don't think so. I think we've been giving these candidates a pass.
I do believe you're right. I do believe you're right. So the county government is the government you actually touch every single day, folks.
Yeah.
Let's say the pothole on the street, right? On your street, because I know, down 30th Street over there by Busch Gardens.
Oh my
Oh
God,
my
it's
God.
unbelievable. When you drive down that road and like, dang, you're gonna have to take your car in for a front end of
Tear
line.
up the car. And that's
Yes.
been for like years, right? Half of it now has been paved. I'm not even sure why. The other half still needs to be paved. But when the buses run late, or the park your kids play in is a mess or not,
Mm-hmm.
whether the ambulance is going to get there on time, your county employees, excuse me, candidates are important as to who you vote and put in.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And there's a number, Jeanette, we need to say out loud, right? Because it's about us, and particularly, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's happening on this Exact platform. A recent survey of young black men across key states found that 1 in 4 are uncertain or unlikely to vote in this midterm. And that's a problem.
Oh my God.
We have to address it. We have to address it. We could say that we know the black women are voting um, during president's election, but
Mm-hmm.
these are the ones we have to make sure that hold
Absolutely.
these seats. Now,
Yeah.
the commissioner that we're going to bring up, I didn't follow the county commission that much,
Mm-hmm.
but our research, you remember, said that she was probably the best county commission in the last 6 county commission.
In
She had
terms of effectiveness.
producing, in
Yeah.
terms of producing, and that is
Yes.
what we want. We want someone, like we say, maybe you're not going to go to lunch with her. Maybe you might not go to dinner, but she shows up when you call her, and we want
That
that.
she
We,
does.
we,
So we
most of the times, that's all they do is show up.
yeah,
And I don't
we
really care if they show up. I want them to produce.
she
And
shows
her
up.
is stellar. Is
Yeah.
she's an A+.
Yeah. She shows up, she returns calls, and she sets goals and she fights for them.
Yeah.
And you may, whether you like one's style or not, again, we're not looking for best friends. We're looking for producers. We need to
Yes.
understand what it is we as a community want, and then look for those who are going to not be afraid and be able to deliver. So I
So
think that, go
you know
ahead.
what? You know something else came to me, and I often watch city council, but I was watching the stormwater special meeting last Monday,
Mm-hmm.
and I was looking at the people on the dais, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I said to myself, and everybody think they could be run for office, but you can't. You have to know the ins and out of how this system works. You have to be able to understand that budget. You have to be able to fight and get resources for your district. And I
Limited resources.
saw on that, and I said, yeah, I only see really 2 fighters up there fighting for their district. The others, in my opinion,
Mm-hmm.
is as if we'll get whatever the mayor says she wants to do. They're going to sign off on whatever the mayor agree with. That is what I took, because they don't know, or the people they have, they're not doing their research. It's a lot
Mm-hmm.
of research to do. So they're not doing their research, or the aides are not preparing them. I don't know. All I know is I could tell when they understand the topic. I could tell when they dug deeper. I could tell if they really care, if it benefits the community.
So you can tell if the commissioner in this case, or whether we're talking city council or county commission, we need someone who's going to do the homework, going to do the research, so
Yes.
that when they are speaking for us, because that's why we're putting them in office, when they are
Right.
speaking for us, whether we know the details or not, we know they know the details.
I want them to
They
know the
will take,
details.
and they
Yes.
will take care of us.
Mhm.
Ooh, I would say that there are times where maybe that we haven't been represented very well, but I think now, given the fact that we are waking up to the challenges that we are going to face in what some of you may have heard me call the new America, because of the shift that Mona alluded to earlier, we must be very vigilant about finding politicians who are very knowledgeable and ready to do the research, so that when they are speaking on our behalf, they are not intimidated by the other commissioners or council members in this case.
And
We have to be not looking for friends
right. And we
in
have to
these
know
roles.
that these people are going to do the research. They're going to research, even when we see the raise deal, um, any major deal. I don't think the people sitting there really understand, and they're more believing in the lobbyists, whatever the lobbyists say. They don't push back. They don't ask pros and cons questions, and you could tell that by the public speaking.
Mm-hmm.
So when the public come up, they're not quite sure. So that's why I don't think when anybody think they can run, I don't think anybody can run and sit in these seats. But we all think we can run, and we all think we need somebody new, somebody young. But
Right.
I think why the commissioner does so well and did so well, because she has already worked for the county, so she already knows the ins and outs. Now, that's not going to probably happen all the time, but I think that might have gave her a hands up.
I think you're right. There are certain people that when you meet them or they perform in the role, you just know they're kind of born for the role,
Yeah.
right? And for such a time as this right now, and for that particular seat, for the district that she is in charge of, she relishes in that role. And what I saw, and one of the reasons why I gave her the score that I gave her in our own metric, because folks,
Mhm.
we do a metric as we decide which candidate is strongest. Um, she pretty much delivered in her
Every
first
day,
term,
every
and
yeah.
she's very focused on where she wants to take it next.
Mhm.
So, folks, do your own research, but Mona and I pretty much have selected Commissioner Gwen Myers to retain that seat for the next term.
And she's now probably could be maybe the third term. Generally, I would say no, but she has produced, and I know um, Lynn Lynn Hertak on city council. You could tell when she comes on that diet, she is ready. She's done the research. She's done the background work that needs to be done.
Mhm.
Those are what we need. And even if you don't have, if the candidate isn't that good in doing that research, maybe they should get aides that will do the research, prep them before they come before the community.
Well, you do need very sharp aides. I don't care what position you are doing, whether it's federal or here local. If you've got aides, make sure you get the best and the brightest, and
Yeah.
they should make the money that they are getting.
Yeah.
But you've got to get the best and the brightest, and that's where friends don't necessarily work there either. You want somebody who's extremely sharp. But I want to get back to the 1 in 4 that you said in terms of Black men voting. And I think here's what makes that number sting a little bit, especially in these local races. 90% of those same young men say they use YouTube multiple times a week for their political news. And one of the reasons me and Mona are on YouTube is because we know this. So they are watching. They're just not always voting. And we're speaking to you, young men, out there watching YouTube. I did at the market over the weekend. One of the parents worked with us in terms of their kids doing their own business, and they were testing it out at the market with us. And I said, "Hey, are you registered to vote?" And she said, "Yes." And I says, "Well, have you voted yet?" And she said, and I would imagine her husband who came in later, "No." And I was like, okay. And I had to, and I had the slate, so I passed it on and I said, "We need you to vote. You and your husband, you're registered. That's great. That's half the battle. Now we just need you to vote." But they don't trust, her words, do not trust the politicians will do anything for them. That's the bottom line.
And that's what we're going to say. We've been doing it all wrong. We've been just voting. But let me tell you a good story too on young men. So at the Plaza Walk, can't think of his name, but he works down in the smoke shop. So as soon as we put our slate out, I gave him the slate, told him, make sure you give it to the people that's coming in, and it's for you. And he says, he came down to my building on Tuesday, and he says, "Miss Miller, can you give it to me again? Because I'm going today." But apparently, on his message, I haven't heard that, but this is what he said. It deletes itself. Do messages delete themselves? Okay, so he said it did. I didn't say anything because I said, "Didn't I give it to you already?" And I just said, "Well, let me just get the phone and give it to him again," because he came and asked. And and I think he's probably about 26, somewhere like that, somewhere between 25 and 30. So a young guy asking, so that's good. And I says, "Okay, make sure you pass it out. Get your buddies, take your homies. Y'all gotta go and vote. You gotta go and vote."
Yeah. But it gets us back to even what we said to families. Make it a family expectation, a family event. And if you've got the matriarch of your family and whoever's going to take the role, but you have to be able to pass on that desire to vote as a collective family unit. And as soon as, and you've said this before, Mona, as soon as your child is turning 18, one of the rites of passage is you're going down there registering to vote, and you got to, and that person's ready to vote in that very next election. That has to be a big deal in the Black community. It has to become how we function around elections.
And we can start even early when our kids are in elementary school, middle school. I remember when my mother used to go and vote, and we would go with her, and we used to love to get the stickers, so we couldn't wait. And we're talking about it, and you're building this up. We have to, and I said, well, we're matured, immature voters. We just started. We're young voters. Just got our voting rights, and so I'm give us some grace, but that grace period is about to run out real soon. Because
I think you are probably right. Um, so we're into the next. So we're waiting for Commissioner Myers to come on.
Yep, she
And
should
we're
be on it in about 3 minutes because I told her 7:20 something, 22.
okay.
I told her 7:22, so she should be on.
All right. So 7:22. But I just need, and I don't know what the numbers look like right now, in terms of folks that have gone out and participated in the early voting.
It's very low.
Yeah,
It's
I
very,
think.
it's very, it's very low. I pulled those numbers
Mhm,
either Wednesday or Thursday, and
mhm,
it was almost depressing.
mm.
It's very low, and
Yeah,
this is very low.
look, if it's very low, that usually doesn't bode well for the Democrats.
Well, only because we're voting for the Democrats to take the seat. Republicans are voting for the Republicans for the
Yeah, it's
no,
primary. The primary. I
yeah.
got you.
So it'll be okay for anybody right now.
I got you. I got you. Okay. All right. So, folks, the county commission, and this is a race that we absolutely must pay attention to because the county commission, and in this case, Gwen Myers, decides how your tax dollars builds roads, fund housing programs, and staff public safety. These are extremely important. This is not a small race here, right?
Mhm.
It's this is the government that shapes whether your neighborhood gets investment or gets ignored. And I've heard too many people for far too long complain about areas like East Tampa and Sulphur Springs and a few others, Highland Pines. But this person who sits in this seat is critical to the infrastructure of our neighborhoods. And it's one of the reasons why it's important that we make sure we have the right person sitting in the seats.
Mhm. Um, so Commissioner Miles have not come on, but Cindy Stewart has came on, and she is running for county commission as well. You want to go with her?
Yeah, let's go with Cindy because she is next. And if she's on, let's bring her on and give her those 5 minutes. Hey, Cindy.
Hey, how are
Hi,
y'all doing?
Cindy. We're good. You've been out walking today,
Oh my,
canvassing.
walking, waving signs, driving around
Yeah.
precincts. I mean, you can't smell me, thank God, because
We cannot. We
thank
cannot.
God,
That-
uh, from
That's the life
10
of a candidate.
a.m., we were out on the street walking neighborhoods in South Tampa. Then I went out to Blythe. I know there was no souls to the polls today, but we acted like there was, and we went there. And then I left there and went to Bloomingdale, and Bloomingdale is one of the busiest early voting locations we have in Hillsborough County.
Okay.
Oh,
Wait,
wow. All right. So listen, we're going to give you 5 minutes to say your last pitch. You could, ask the voters for they vote on Tuesday. Thank them for if they have already voted for you.
So this is
We're going to go off stage.
yeah, this is County Commission, District 7, and it is countywide, yes?
yes, ma'am.
Yes.
All right,
Yes.
so we're going to go off stage and it's all yours for the next 5 minutes.
Thank you. So first of all, thank you all so much for having me on again. I want to say that for the voters out there who voted already, thank you, and who voted for me. I appreciate you. I am the only true Democrat in this race. I'm a lifelong Democrat. I'm not a party switcher. I have been a lifelong Democrat since I was old enough to register and vote. That matters. That matters when you're talking about people who are looking at a resume. What else matters is my experience. I have spent the last 12 years being an elected school board member and then your clerk of the court. And I have the experience and the knowledge and the leadership that it takes to hit the ground running on day one. This is not an on-the-job training type of job. This is a job that requires a quick response to what is happening budgetarily, a quick response to what is happening in our transportation arena, response which is what is happening in our growth area and what we look at for planning and development and growth. I am the candidate, the only candidate in this race right now in this primary that can work through that and manage that on day one. I have managed the budget of the clerk's office. I have overseen the audits and the budget of the county commission. I'm very familiar with what that budget looks like, as well as the $4 billion budget of the school board. I have many attributes to my name. Again, go to cindy-stewart.com if you want to see my accomplishments. I am way more accomplished than both my primary opponent as well as the incumbent. I have spent a lifetime working in this community and the last 15 years working for this community. I am a servant leader. This is not about me or anybody else who is in this seat. It is about doing what is right for our community and doing what works best for our community. We have problems to solve. If certain things pass in November, we're going to have bigger problems to solve. And I am a pragmatic problem solver. And I've proven that over the last decade and a half in the work that I've done. So I would urge you to vote for experience. And I would say this, when you hire people to do things, whether it's in business, whether it's healthcare, you check resumes. You don't hire a cardiac surgeon to do heart surgery and ask someone who has thought about it or Googled it to do your heart surgery. You hire someone with experience, and that's what you are hiring when you get Cindy Stewart. You're hiring someone who has the experience to push forward policy and budget changes and improvements for this community that are well needed. And that's what I bring to the table. So if you're looking for someone who's going to get results for you, then vote for me. I am, like I said, a lifelong Democrat. My opponent is not. We are talking about someone who is talking about things. I walk the walk. I don't just talk the talk. I have made numerous votes at very high levels and numerous votes that have impacted this community. And I stand by that record. And I appreciate everyone who is listening and who has already voted by mail. If you haven't voted by mail, I encourage you to get out there on Tuesday and vote. And you're back on, so I'm assuming that's my time.
Absolutely, yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, we
I
appreciate
can't hear
you coming
you.
on.
You're muted all of a sudden.
I don't know
You
what
can't hear me or either of us? That's just really odd.
Yeah, none of us are muted. I don't know why that happens when we go off. Okay, well, Cindy, well,
Can you hear us? Nope.
I can't hear them. I cannot hear you.
You can hear me though, right?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Well, I think we got enough. So when I do her short, it's going to be perfect, and I'll just edit that out.
Yeah, she got her main points across, and I love it.
She did, and I do too. She is absolutely right. She is ready to do the work. There will be no on the job learning for her, or on the job training. I like that she's a lifelong Democrat, if you will, and not trying to, fit, what is it, a square peg in a round hole, so to speak. And
Yeah.
she is another one who, if you call her and you have a question or you need her to come out and speak, if she's not the person that's coming out, she's making sure she's sending her people out, but she makes sure that she answers the call of the community. That's what I saw. And to the audience, that is why she is definitely the person that we recommend for this particular position for County Commission District 7.
Okay, Jeanette, I think Karen is backstage as well.
She is. I see her. I see her. So let me just check the time and make sure 7:29. We're going to go ahead and bring her on because she was at 7:26. All right, let's bring her up. Can you hear us? Please say you can hear us. Yeah, please say you can hear us. And if
Well,
when
Cindy heard us when it was first up
right,
as well.
and I said if when you come back,
Yeah.
just know that it'll be okay, even if you can't hear us later. All right.
Yeah, we just
All
want
right.
to say this, Karen. Look at your thing. When you see us come back up, you should
Be wrapping
ready
up.
to wrapping
Not a
up.
problem.
And
Okay.
if you don't hear us, you just say goodbye.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. And the only thing, Karen, if you can move your camera, because this is where I'm seeing too much above your head, and I want to make sure you're positioned for your cameos in a great way.
That's better?
Yeah, much better. Love it. Love it. Love it. So, Karen Perez is our recommendation definitely for school board. This is going to be your what? Third
go around.
Okay, third go round, and we think she is the person for this at-large seat.
It's
All
my
right.
last because I'll be termed out after
You'll be
this.
termed out. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I will
And
say
she-
this one thing, and then we're not supposed to say anything because now it's my turn. When I do attend board meetings, and it's rare, it's going to be more going forward, by the way. You are always asking the good, pertinent questions, especially for our communities. When the data looks great for everybody else, it doesn't necessarily mean it looks great for the kids that I certainly work with in the communities I work with. So I appreciate you're always zeroing in and taking a deeper dive than I think the district tends to want to go. And I needed to say that, but I'm going to get out of the way so
Well,
you can.
I'm just going to say something too, because we didn't get a lot of any time to interview her, but
because
we
we
didn't
knew
have-
we knew we were
yeah,
going.
we didn't have to interview her. But I just want to say, every time I have had to call the school board, I call her once Tammy was gone, and it's not a time that she haven't answered. I'll solve the problem. So with
Yes.
that said, we give you the floor.
You
Thank
got
you.
the floor. Take us off.
Well, it's been my privilege to serve in Hillsborough County School Board as your representative, but also as chair currently. You know, when I first began this campaign, you may have noticed that I have an A+ symbol on my campaign signs, and it just wasn't a logo. It was a vision for me. It represented my belief that every child, regardless of race, neighborhood, or family income, that deserved an A+ education. And my voice on the dais reflect that. And that every school should strive for excellence. And today, I'm proud that together with my fellow board members, we have helped make that vision a reality. You know, under the leadership of our school board, because it's 7 of us, that Hillsborough County Public Schools has earned an A as a school district rating. That achievement, you know, I understand belongs to our teachers, principals, support staff, students, parents, and you as an entire community. But for me, let me say this, an A is more than a letter grade. It means expanding opportunities, strengthening accountability, and supporting our educators, as always, and also ensuring that every child, no matter what zip code, has the tools to succeed. And it means that I'm refusing, as this board member, to accept that any student's potential is focused on where their school is. While we celebrate this accomplishment, of course, with everyone, our work, my work, is not finished. You know, I must continue closing and helping to guide this board to close the achievement gaps that I'm noticing and preparing our students not only for college, but for careers and life, and ensuring that excellence reaches every single classroom in every community. And, you know, I continue respectfully asking for your continued support. And now for Tuesday, so that I could continue together with you building this success and ensuring that every student in our Hillsborough County has the opportunity to earn an A+ in life and in their future. And remember, when I first started in 2018, our budget was 175 million in the red, and we were almost taken over. So with our fiscal responsibility, this board has led this district into the black, which is amazing. Our teachers are receiving now some more, you know, a little bit more in their salaries, and we're trying to stabilize our community and our schools by making sure that other schools don't come in, you know, the schools of hope don't come into our schools and try this takeover that has been an ongoing issue, not just here in Florida, but across the nation. And so I'm just asking and thanking you so much, because I've gotten so many amazing calls of support. Just want to thank you. The feet on the ground and your support, but thank you.
Well, thank you. Thank you so very much.
Yes. Thank you, Karen, and good luck. And we'll see you hopefully on the other side as a winner to go into the general.
Can you hear? Our question will be, can you hear us?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That's great. All right. Again, thank you so much. And I appreciate your coming on with such short notice. We appreciate that. All right.
Okay, so do you want to start with the judges, or do you want to go with Michelle?
Yeah, let me preface the judges for just a minute, because I saw Sarah come in, Ms. Peacock, Judge Peacock. So
you're speaking it into existence. You're speaking it into existence.
I'm speaking.
Judge.
Yeah, I did. I should say, what is it?
Candidate, but no, let's speak it into existence.
Candidate Judge Peacock, speaking it into existence. So before our last two guests come on, and actually it's three, because I did see a third guest that we have invited on, and we'll talk a little bit about that. We need to explain something, because it's going to sound a little different from everything you've heard tonight. Our next two candidates are running for circuit court judge, and judges can't do what everybody else on this stage did. They can tell you how they can't tell you how they will rule on an issue, and they can't take positions on policy, and they can't campaign like legislator campaigns. That's not them dodging you. That's judicial ethics law, and it's the rule for every judicial candidate in Florida. But don't let the different format fool you into thinking these races don't matter, because they absolutely do. Circuit court judges decide bail. They decide sentencing. They decide custody in a divorce, whether a family loses a home to eviction, whether a landlord or a tenant wins in court. These are some of the most powerful people in this county's day-to-day life. And they are consistently the races voters skip because the ballot doesn't explain any of this to you. So don't skip it, people. Listen for who they are, what they've done, and why they earned a spot on our slate tonight. So we're going to start with Circuit Court Judge Group 7, and that's our choice, Sarah Peacock.
And Sarah, we're going to give you 2.5 minutes instead of 5. You don't really need 5. You just ask the people, thank them, and ask for their vote on Tuesday. We're going to give you the stage, and we're going to step off.
Yeah,
Okay?
and just pay attention, folks, because usually it's just a name. Here is a face with the name that you see on that ballot. All right, have at it.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here. I've bookended my day really with radio and podcasts. I was on the Sunday Forum earlier today. Now here, I don't look my best because I've been at the polling sites all day. So I'm Sarah Peacock, and I am honored to be back here. I'm honored to have the endorsement of this program because it's important. And I have done my best to be connected with the community. I was an assistant public defender for 6 years. I know the issues. You're just talking about sentencing. You're talking about bail. I know that those are huge issues in the court system because I lived it with my clients. And after I was a public defender for 6 years, I also did family law. I've now also done civil law in practice for 15 years. And so I've represented so many different types of clients in all walks of life, in all types of situations. So I really encourage you all to go out and vote. A lot of people might only think about one particular issue when they're thinking about judges, but I think you need to think of a broad background like I have for the judge position, and someone like me who has been representing clients my entire career. I think it's really important because I truly, truly understand how the decisions from the bench affect people, affect human beings in their everyday lives. So it is important. I think Jeannette just said, people don't think sometimes down ballot about these types of races, the judge races, but we have the awesome responsibility of making decisions that do affect everyday life. So go all the way down to the end of the ballot and make sure that you vote for the judges as well. Early voting obviously is finished now, so you still have your chance on Tuesday from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Get out the vote. I hope you all have seen me out and about. I think I've tried to touch, a lot of polling places and have my signs up everywhere. You can go on my website if you want to know more about me, and I really appreciate the opportunity to be back in this space, this virtual space.
Yes.
And we're so happy to have you.
Yes. Thank you, Sarah, and good luck.
Thank you. Thank you. We're almost there.
All right. We're almost there.
Yeah. Nina just came on as well.
I saw. So same thing, Nina McLaughlin. I'm really gonna slow down on that. So glad that you decided to join us tonight. We know it was short notice, so we just appreciate, because we know how much time you guys are putting in to get those votes. So
whip up the last minute votes. So Nina, we're going to give you 2.5 minutes just to thank the audience for the ones who've already voted and ask for their votes on Tuesday. Okay.
All right. Thank you.
All right. We're going to go away.
All right. Good evening. This is Nina McGuckin Alvarez. I'm running for Circuit Court Judge, Circuit 13, Group 13. I'm thrilled to be back here on the podcast with Jeannette and Mona. Listen, the time is now. Early voting ended today. Tomorrow, everybody gets a day off. Well, if you're not a candidate. And then Tuesday's the day. If you haven't voted, you've got to get there. I'm a Tampa native. I've been practicing here for over 17 years. I do a bunch of things just to remind you guys. I do family law, I do probate, I do guardianships. That's in my private practice. I also work part-time for the state of Florida. I'm the only attorney in Hillsborough County that is appointed to represent indigent children with developmental disabilities. You know, I love Tampa. I love being an attorney, and I'm running for judge because I want to serve the community on a greater level. And I will tell you that, you know, circuit judges, they can be put in 5 divisions: family law, probate guardianship, juvenile, which is dependency and delinquency, circuit cases over $50,000, and then finally felony criminal cases. So I'm the only candidate in my race who has practiced extensively in 4 of the 5 areas. So I do think that that gives me a leg up in terms of experience. And the bottom line is, you know, I saw the need in our community to step up. I think we need lawyers who are ethical and have integrity and good morals to be judges. And so that's why I'm here. And so I'm asking for your vote. You know, I've been on the campaign trail for about 16 months, and the bottom line is you just got to go vote.
Absolutely. Just got to go vote.
That's it. Just vote.
Yes. Nina, thank you. Good luck.
Thank you, guys. Have a good evening.
Good luck. You bet. You too. Bye-bye.
Okay.
So we've actually exhausted everyone except we missed Robin Lockett, and who is running for the Florida House District 63, and Gwen Myers for County Commission District 3.
So we do have Michelle Rayner. Is she back here?
Well, I saw that she came in earlier, but I just want to say back to the Florida Senate. You heard about earlier tonight. We did mention Fentress is running. She is the one who, by 1.1 hour WABI selection. But honestly, Mona and I are just torn because it was by 1 point, and we believe these are 2 absolutely fabulous candidates for different reasons. And the key, and I did write a Substack the other day, you really have to figure out what's important to you. And so we wanted to bring Michelle Rayner on tonight. The only race that we brought on 2 candidates instead of the single one, to give her final pitch to you, because we think that she is equally qualified or able.
Yes. Good evening.
Hey, how are you? Can y'all hear me?
We hear you well. How are you doing?
We can hear you. Thank you so much. First, I just want to say thank you so much. I just sent you the messenger. You responded really quickly, and then I was out for the day, and you're here. I appreciate that. I appreciate that because I know how busy you are.
Thank you. I appreciate y'all's platform. And yes, I am here. I am just getting out from knocking on doors. I feel like I smell like a junkyard dog, but it's okay. We are just making our final pitch and making our final case to the people. So yes, I'm very happy to be here.
All right, we're gonna get out of your way.
We're gonna go off stage. You got 5 minutes to make a 5-minute pitch, okay?
Okay, well, thank y'all so much.
All right.
All right. So for those who do not know me, my name is Michelle Rayner. I am currently the state representative for House District 62, which is South St. Petersburg, coming all the way to Riverview, Gibsonton, Claremont, parts of Tampa, and I'm running for State Senate District 16. It has been my honor and privilege to be in the State House for 6 years. I've been very clear when I decided to run in this particular seat. I announced in December 2024 and we've been running that race ever since then. Very happy to have garnered local support from folks like Gwen Myers and Diane Hart and school board member Henry Shake Washington, but also across the bridge from Mayor Welch to Renee Flowers to the majority of our city council, but then also to be endorsed by 2/3 of the House caucus, and also to be endorsed by every Black woman other than my opponent in the Florida legislature. And it has been an honor because, you do good work and you're just hopeful that, your colleagues will see that. And for those who don't know me, I got my career started as a civil rights attorney and a criminal defense attorney. I worked as a public defender. And most notably, I represented a family right here in Clearwater of a young Black man that was impacted by gun violence. And the stand your ground law allowed his killer to walk free for about 25 days. And so myself, along with Benjamin Crump, we were able to move that case forward and we're able to actually see Stand Your Ground be successfully defeated. And so that's actually what got me into running for office. Ben Crump suggested I should run. And usually when he asks you to do something, it's a voluntold. And I did. And we met a moment of civil unrest, civil rights unrest. We met a moment of COVID. And since being in the legislature, I've worked tirelessly to make sure our kids are protected online, to make sure our kids are protected on social media. So much so to the point of that Meta has put $250,000 in this race against me and not supporting me because I stood up for our children to make sure that they would be able to be protected online. And the legislation that I filed and passed is the same legislation that's being modeled throughout the world. That's the same legislation why Meta has to pay New Mexico over $500 million based on the work that we've done together. I've worked on issues of food insecurity. The very first bill I passed was with Darrell Roussan, Senator Darrell Roussan, whose seat I'm vying for. And it was to make sure that we had urban gardens and community gardens in food insecure areas. And since then, we have been pushing the needle when it comes to issues such as food security. Also making sure that there is pathways for folks who want jobs in the medical field as far as apprenticeships. That was the second bill I passed. And it was a bipartisan bill that I passed across bipartisan lines. And so that's the work that I've been doing. But I'm also proud of the work that I've been able to do. I've been able to kill bills that were very harmful to our community, bills that have never seen the light of day. And that's the work that I've done in coalition, with partnership with other legislators. But I also want to speak to something because I think facts matter. And I think that, there's been a lot of misinformation and disinformation with regard to this campaign. There have been mailers that have been sent out by entities supporting my opponent, calling me a MAGA Republican, calling me a mess. And one, I am not a Republican. I'm actually one of the most progressive members of the caucus. And I'm not a mess, but I also kind of want to own the mess moniker. And I'll tell you why, because our country is a mess. Our state is a mess. The legislature is a super minority, a mess. People can't afford to live, a mess. They're worried about where they're going to send their kids, a mess. They're worried about if they have a health scare, that if they're going to be able to afford to pay their bills, a mess. So if I am a mess, if I am emotional, if I am concerned about what's going on, and if that makes me a mess, I'll own that, because I'm a mess, because I'm so concerned about our people. And that's why I'm running. I've always been a fighter. I've always been unapologetic. I think those that know me very well. I don't mince words. My yes is my yes. My no is my no. Who I am in Tampa Bay is who I am in Tallahassee. I don't show up one way here and show up another way in Tallahassee. And that is why I'm running for state Senate. This Senate district deserves continuity. It deserves consistency. It deserves integrity of leadership. I'm proud to say that my campaign has not gone negative. I'm proud to say that my campaign has not taken money from corporate entities or allowed support from outside entities. I'm proud to say that my campaign has not colluded with anyone to influence this race, that we've ran a race based on my record and based on the work that we've done together as a community. And that's why I'm asking for your vote. So here's the thing. Early voting has ended, as many of us know, but you have the opportunity on Tuesday, August 18th from 7 a to 7 p to vote and make your voice heard. Because right now, this is the beauty of primaries. Everyone's like, oh, it doesn't really matter as long as there's a D. No. And I'm going to do a plug for my good sister who's not on here right now, Angie Nixon. There's two Democrats in that race. There's Angie Nixon and Alex Vindman. the records are very clear. And even in my race, while we may look similar on paper, our records are very clear. How we show up is very clear. And then primaries are the ability for voters to be able to investigate and to elect and vote for people that most closely align with their values. Listen, I am going to always be who I am, and I'm always going to make sure that I stand up for people. That's always what I've done. My parents always have said to me, too much is given, much is required. And while they are not physically here with me anymore, they have guided me through this process in running for state senate. Their words have been with me, and how they have lived and how they have shown up for folks. My mother integrating the University of South Florida, becoming one of the first Black social workers in St. Petersburg. My father working his way up out of a warehouse to become the first Black engineer of the year for Honeywell. And so, but also understanding that they were rooted in service to people. And that's what this is about, rooted in service, driven by justice. And so thank y'all so much. I see Jeannette and Mona come back on. They say, wrap it up, girl. So I'm wrapping it up, but I appreciate y'all. I asked for your vote.
Listen, we love you. We don't want you to change. We
appreciate we do appreciate you, and thanks for giving that plug for Angie as well.
Yes,
it's also.
I always got to support my sister. I'm supporting her. She's supporting me. You always got to support Black women. So thank y'all.
Right.
And thank y'all for this platform. Bye, y'all.
You bet. Bye-bye.
Good luck. All
right.
That
You know
was
what?
nice.
We made great time, even though we're down to. I just sent Robin a note to say if she wanted to try, we can give her 5 minutes, but I don't think she's knocking on doors, folks.
Yes, she's out, and the commissioner is still, something didn't go right. What's going on? May not have been.
Did we send her the link? We did. Okay.
But
look, Gwen is on. She's on.
Perfect.
Yay! This is me clapping, you guys. Commissioner is on. We're just gonna bring her right on right now.
Yeah,
looking frustrated, but you know what? We appreciate you. You not only came on with our last minute invitation, you just fought through, and here you are.
It's been a day, but it's been a good journey. How both of y'all are doing?
We're doing great.
We're
It's
doing
so good to
good.
see you. So we're gonna we're glad you're on. And we're going to get out of the way because it's really not going to be about us. It's about you and those voters out there. And we want you to give your final pitch. All right.
And thank you for the opportunity for me to give my final pitch to the voters of District 3. I'm County Commissioner Gwen Myers, and I've served 25 years from 1988 to 2013, retired. And in 2020, I became a commissioner for District 3. Until present. Today, I ask for your vote on August the 18th. And here's why I'm asking for your vote. I want to continue to serve District 3 as I have served for the past 6 years. A vote for me is a vote for strong leadership on the Board of County Commission. I have represented District 3 with first class of making sure a district that is underserved with less opportunities now have the opportunity to have more splash pads in every park except one, have more opportunity to have affordable housing. Healthcare has also increased the eligibility for healthcare through the healthcare plan. That includes our vision and dental. So District 3, I've held town hall meetings to listen to you and address your concerns with an overwhelming of county staff, from high-level senior management to assistant county administrations, and to assistant county administrators for my role as county commissioner in these town hall. In addition to that, I've asked 6 other constitutional officers to come out and join me so that you, the public, can ask any question that you wanted to, and we were able to answer your question that night or within 24 hours. So I thank you for attending all of my town hall meetings. And as we move forward is what's coming. And I know what's on a lot of people's mind. I hear it all the time. What is going to happen to the raise? I don't know. We still do not have a final contract with that I can report to you tonight. But I can tell you this. On the November 3rd ballot, you're going to have the property taxes. And I'm going to come back again, and I'm going to ask Jeannette and Mona to have me back so I can explain that property tax to you in November. But right now, what is before you is just a primary to vote. And I continue to ask for your vote to allow me to move to the general election on November 3rd. If I win on August the 18th, I move forward to the general election. But it's because, if I move, it's because of the people of District 3 looking at and understanding what I have contributed to as the commissioner representing District 3. You know, sometime in this role, people want you to bend. I have been, but I haven't broken. I have listened and I have helped. And this is why I'm asking you to return me back to my office, which right now I'm the sitting county commissioner for District 3. I also share with us the nonprofit organizations that I've helped throughout Hillsborough County. I don't take it for granted. And one of the issues I'm facing right now as we're in our budget session is we have 34 schools that we don't have funding for, and school has already started. But I've asked the county for $677,000, I believe that's the number, and the Children's Board for the same amount as a match. We cannot allow our children in school to go hungry after school. So again, please understand why I do what I do. Why do I work so hard for my district? I understand the plea, the need, and I'm here to help. As I tell everyone, I'm retired. I'm not looking for a paycheck. I'm looking to make my community better. That is why I continue to run. If I get elected, I have 4 more years. And the next place I'm running is HOME. I don't need to ask for any money. I just need the key to my house to come in. That's it. So 2020 will be my final year. And so I'm looking forward to serving the district these next 4 years. And I'm going to do it with a smile, grace, wisdom, and with the people behind me in District 3. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for your continued support. I look forward on Tuesday night coming out victorious because I have to believe in myself, the goal that I set, or what I need to accomplish to move forward. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yes. Your record speaks for itself.
I know.
Yeah, we did the research and it was just hands down. So it does speak for itself. The people do know. So we'll see you on Tuesday.
We'll see you on Tuesday.
Okay.
And
all righty.
Good night.
Thank you.
Good night. And thank you all again. I appreciate it. And have a good evening.
And
thanks,
we will
everyone.
We will have you back talking. All right. We will have her back talking about the because we have to go into that property type.
Yes, absolutely.
You know, I'm straight down the middle. I mean, I don't want it, but I've done some research and I do want to do what's best for the community, not necessarily best for me.
That's something that more of us need to understand, that what's best. And I believe that Commissioner Myers does that as well. And I think we have to look for candidates that are committed to doing what is best for the community and not just best for me. But you just indicated, and so do the voters. The voters need to be the same way.
I think a lot of the candidates want to do what's best. And I believe that. I want to believe good in everybody, right?
Mm-hmm.
but we don't sometimes pick the best candidate. You can only do what you know. And I believe why she is such a strong candidate is because of the spirit she had working with the guy. And that might have given her that edge. And when you're not that person, I believe our Orlando Goose was good as well. He was good. And
Yeah.
I did start following these people during that time, right?
Yeah.
But they did
Yeah.
the research. They were able to have people around them give me advice, but she knows the ins and outs of the county. That's just the bottom line.
Yeah, that's true. She knew it day one.
Yeah.
Yes, she was an employee, but she understood what needed to happen from day one because she knows the county.
Yeah.
Orlando was also good, but I think he had to grow into the role.
He did have to grow into it, and it took him almost
Which is what I saw, because I did not vote for him initially, but I watched him grow into that role, and a lot of that growth came from the pressure from the community,
from the people.
Yeah.
And that's unfortunate because you've lost 2 years. The community has lost 2 years. But if we start getting these candidates, or right now, if we know candidates who want to run, what I did like about
yes, you're right.
What I did like about Representative Diane Hart and Robert Lockett, because they mentor. She mentored her. She kind of knew
in the whole last year.
Yes, and you have to do that. Now you're not going to know everything, but you are getting a real insight of what that job requires.
Yeah,
and
I agree.
County commission or city council, you need to be sitting on some of these boards where you can see how this stuff runs.
And
but
for
just
those,
to get up, just
and
to say you're going to run isn't working anymore.
Yeah, and for those who may not prevail tonight, it ain't over.
No.
We're going to be watching to see the work that you do in the community, because there is a next time. And I think we have to be more, we need to be more deliberate about the candidates that we plan to put in place, so that we can start building a base out of which our policies are more apt to pass. Right now, I think the politicians that we do get in, they really have to work extra hard, because sometimes they're the only ones there.
Yeah. But
we
do have to understand, and we have to make sure we're using this fully, because we have 2 at large. These single district candidates can't carry that whole weight for the district. We have to start now holding our 2 at large candidates who come and ask us for our votes. They too have to start now producing a hole in the line with the person that represent us.
That's true, but we could also
Cindy Stewart has to be an ally to Commissioner Myers. She has to be able, whatever Commissioner Myers want for her district, she has to be able to help her get it.
But Cindy Stewart becomes an ally, and this is true even on the city council. The allies in these at-large seats are because of the pressure they get from the constituents. And if we do not keep the pressure on, I didn't say, I agree with you on Goods, but I watched him grow based on the pressure he was getting from the voters.
Yes.
It has to happen too with these at-large seats, because we could be grooming somebody for at-large seats as well, who will. So the work of the district specific people is not so hard.
Yeah.
Because the voters are the ones who are asserting the pressure. So we're learning a lot. I'm going to say to you, we are definitely learning a lot, and we hope that the voting electorate will learn with us, because 2028, 2024, November 2024 is 2024. Sorry.
November
It's
the 4th.
yeah, 2026 is right around the corner, but 2028 is not that far behind. And we are really going to have to be on our P's and Q's for that race. So, guys, you just heard from 12 people, 13. Robin was here for a minute. Some of them are running on nothing but small checks and shoe leather, to tell you the truth. And they just need you to come out and vote for them and not look at all the glossy ads that in some cases probably are not telling truths about their records. So some of them have the party apparatus and the big donors fully behind them. You need to understand how that works or does not work truly for the people. And we told you the difference tonight because you deserve to walk into that booth knowing which is which, not to tell you it decides your vote, but because it's information. And we don't withhold information on this show.
Yeah. So I want to say that we're going to be learning together. You said we was going to learn. We're going to learn this process and maneuver as best as we can in the best interest of us. We are Black independent. We're not voting blue no matter who. That can happen.
Yeah, we're not doing that.
We've been doing that, and it just haven't worked for us.
It has not worked for us.
It hasn't worked for the majority of the people. It hasn't worked for a select few. But the majority of the people, Jeannette is catching hell. And I mean, people are still existing. People are still, they haven't caught hell, but they're catching hell.
Right.
And I know that from my customers. I even know that for me, you know, I'm not catching hell, but I mean, I see the increase at the grocery store. We see the increase with our property insurance. We see the increase in gas. We see all these things, and we cannot send these politicians there to do the bidding of lobbyists against us. So that's what we're going to be pushing back on.
Yeah, I'm just going to say Florida is rising, you guys. Florida is rising because I think for too long this state has been treated like it's already written off, like it's too red and too far, just too far out there and not worth the fight. Florida is worth the fight. We reject that it is not. Hillsborough County has real power in this primary, and Black independent voters in this country, and listen, I'm saying Black independent voters, but also Black independent thinking voters have real power inside of that. So we're asking you to ask yourself the question. Florida gets to be part of deciding which way everything goes, but why can't we be the ones who decide the way Florida goes? And that's you. That's you. So, Mona?
I do believe that. I said for the next, we know the history of the last 250 years. We have the right, the history that we want moving forward for the next 250.
Yep.
So,
yep. So we're here for the long haul, guys. We are here for the long haul. So here's the ask, plain and direct. Early voting closed today. Done.
Yeah.
Right? So if you haven't voted yet and you have pretty much until Tuesday, there is no voting tomorrow, but Tuesday at 7 p.m.
That is it. And if somebody come and ask me, can they go vote on Wednesday? I want your permission because it happens all the time that I could just knock on upside the head.
Yes, and that's for you people that are still holding the mail-in votes. You got to have those in by 7 p.m. There is
They
no
need to
postmark issue here. It needs to
They
be
really
in
need
the custody of
to
the. Hmm?
They really need to take them to the supervisor of election now. You don't even need to
Yeah,
bring
just
them.
walk it in. Walk it in. Do not put it in the post office. Do not mail it. That's what we're telling you. And so when you're in that booth on Tuesday, don't vote out of habit and don't vote out of fear. Vote out of what you actually saw tonight. And you saw some really good candidates. We know because we vetted them. And those people that we vetted will be accountable to you,
Yes. And
right?
guys,
And not
you
somebody
can
else's money. It will be to you. That's not a partisan question. That's the only question that matters. Are they accountable to you, the voter? So that's all I have, Mona.
You could do a screenshot. You could take it in to the polling place inside the booth because you're not gonna remember that slate. But take the phone, take the picture.
Share it, share it, share it, share
It
it.
is on our Facebook page. We are Black Independent. You'll find
Yep.
that slate there, or you could
Contact us. We'll send it to you. We've been sending this thing out a lot, this slate out just a lot. So if you don't know who to vote for, remember WABI, just inbox us and we'll send it to you. So we're not marching, we're moving different. Pull your records, bring your receipts. The Black vote is not a gift, it's a negotiation. So go vote like you know that. And that's all I have tonight.
That's all we have. Good night. We'll see you next Sunday.
We'll see you next Sunday unless we pop up. We may pop up about the races, but if we don't, we'll see you on Sunday. All right?
Yeah. Good night.
Bye-bye, everyone.